Hello and a very warm welcome to all our viewers. My name is Lara and we're here at Bite Me Burger in DIFC. Now joining me this morning is a very, very special guest. She's a master of many trades, and I say many trades, and she's going to tell us a little bit more about that. I'd like to introduce Jouhayna Al Mheiri. Hello and a very warm welcome. It's such a pleasure to have you with us this morning on the show.
Thank you very much. If any of you forgot my name, you can call me Joe. Okay. So there's 5 things. I had to count them up to remember to mention them. So first of all, I'm a full-time air traffic control officer. I work in Abu Dhabi in the Sheikh Zayed Air Navigation Center. I'm the second Emirati woman to make it in the facility. So it was quite a roller coaster, but I made it, so that's good. After I finished my training, I wanted to pursue my education further because I got into it straight after high school. So I signed up to Emirates Aviation University. It worked for me because it was part-time. So I pursued my bachelor's in air transport management. And I'm almost done, so that's really good.
Congratulations.
I'm so excited to finish, but I'm already planning for my master's. So after I get into it, we'll have another interview and I'll tell you all about it.
Absolutely,
First,
I
want to
can't
get
wait.
into it so I don't jinx it. So yeah, and then after that, during COVID with the lockdown, I got into 2 things. One of them was my art. So I started drawing my art, and then step by step, I started posting it on Instagram. I thought there was a demand for it, so I created a website. It's called Scribbles by Joe. That's how everyone can find it on Instagram. Even the website, scribblesbyjoe.com. So that's what I created. So basically, it's a medium of black ballpoint pen on paper, and that's it. Then I scan it, I upload it, and then people decide what they want to do with it. So
guys, you should definitely check her Instagram account, Scribbles by Joe. I have seen the art, and I'm a big lover of beautiful art, and her art is definitely something I would buy. She is amazing, very talented.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
So that was birthed in COVID, the art, and then also I'm starting a nonprofit organization. 2 other women are with me. If they were here in the country, I would have brought them with me because
where are they?
So we have one in New York. She's the aircraft mechanic in New York. She works for Etihad, and she's based over there in John F. Kennedy. And then the other one, she's Iman Mendil. So she's the first Bahraini aircraft mechanic in Bahrain ever. So we all met up together. Everything was on Zoom because you can't travel with COVID. I would love to meet Iman. I've never met her, and we've become such good friends, and we're creating this nonprofit foundation. So yeah, it's called Jumpstart Aviation, Jumpstart Your Career. That's the motto. I was the creative side of it up until now, where I created the logos and everything else. Iman is more about mentorship, and Ali, she works with the law aspect of things in New York, since we're going to be based out of there. The reason we chose New York is because we want to be able to reach that market over there. And the nonprofit over there will just work with the fundraisers and everything else. And then what we plan on doing is having regions around the world. And basically it's going to be a mentorship organization that we're working on. At the moment, it's very early stages. We're creating the bylaws and everything else, so that is there. And then last but not least, my 5th thing is I'm the social media manager for Women in Aviation Middle East chapter. I'm also a speaker for them. So I met the president of Women in Aviation Middle East chapter at work. She came, she was doing a tour, and she's like, I love your vibe, let's go. So I told her, I was like, I feel that you guys need to work on your social media. So I was happy to take the responsibility. So we're creating content, videos, the photography behind all the events, the conferences, and also to spread awareness of what it is that we have to offer. All because it's called Women in Aviation Middle East chapter doesn't mean it means everyone is allowed to be part of it, male, female.
So it's not restricted to women?
No. Everyone can join. And the best thing is, at the moment, what we've gotten is we've partnered with Emirates Aviation University. If you're a member, you get 20% off on select undergraduate and postgraduate degrees. So, it's a big opportunity. If anyone wants to join, welcome to join. Please do. So those are the 5 main things.
Jouhayna, oh my God, Joe.
Yeah.
How do you manage between all these different activities? I mean, how do you balance your time? What time do you wake up in the morning?
So I do shift work, so that's a whole other thing because my body clock is because my full-time job is air traffic control. But the beauty of that is you work 6 days on, 4 days off. So 12 days of the month I'm off, I'm like sleep deprived for most of them, but it's fine. So basically it's super, like I just have a set of tasks that I have to do, that I commit to, and I just get them done. Like you just wake up and you just have to get them done, so you do. So like for example, my art, I've decided that I'm going to work on them on my days off, because I've decided to start doing like time-lapse videos, so you can see like just the art being created. And for some people have told me that they find it very therapeutic to watch. They're like, therapy under a minute. I'm like, yes.
That's amazing.
So because I have to record that at home, I just do that at home. When I'm at work on my breaks, maybe I'll create content for Jumpstart Aviation. So at the moment we're planning on having a social media presence that is educational, because that's the whole point. We're going to mentor people. So I've been creating some content, and the girls have been feeding me with the information from the aircraft mechanic side on basic things. Like for example, where does the word Roger come from? So like when in radio telephony communication, when something is understood by the other side, you just say Roger. So where does that originally come from? It actually came from Morse code. So like in Morse code, when somebody was accepting a message, they'd just send R, and then that came into aviation, vessels, boats, everything else. So
I had no idea.
Yeah, neither did I till yesterday when I read that fun fact.
That's amazing. Yeah. I just learned something new. Yeah. Awesome. Thank you.
I'm full of fun facts. I love fun facts. So that's why with my art, there's always a fun fact written there. Like I made one of the art pieces that I have, Bingo the Flamingo. I love to play with words. And flamingos actually eat with their head upside down so that they can eat the food that they eat, because it's all crustaceans and like shrimp and stuff, and that's where they get their color from. So they have to literally bend their head upside down and eat. Be awkward as a person, but like that's what they do. So it's like all my art has fun facts on them.
But I can't believe you waited for COVID to discover this amazing talent that you have. I was looking at your art. You're probably more talented than a lot of artists out there.
Thank
you're
you.
Incredible.
Like normally there just wasn't the time for it, because I've had so many things that I have to do. So to sit down and channel that energy and bring the art out, I never, because I'm a perfectionist. Like when I do something, it has to be done well or not at all.
And you can see that through your art, by the way.
Thank you.
No, seriously.
Yeah?
Yeah,
so
for
good
sure. Now, from all the things that you're involved in, what would you say is your most favorite?
It depends on my mood. Like honestly, so like if I've had a long day, I really love my art, so that's how I let it all out. When I feel that I want to, because I'm the eldest of three, I've got 2 younger sisters. Okay. So I've always been like mini mom, like I was like mom 2.0, like helping my mom with everything. So I've always taught my sisters, and when I give someone knowledge, it makes me happy. I can't, it's just like a warm feeling I feel, and I just love it. So then I create content for Jumpstart, and I actually do love creating content. Like I use Canva and I make it super cute, and that's what I do. So I enjoy the creativity and the education that comes together. And then with Women in Aviation, there's a very good message we're putting out for women, men, children, everyone, to be a part of something that's so great. So to be able to spread that message, and I can be part of the voice to do that, that's incredible, And I've met so many amazing women along the way. It's so cool. And then with my job, air traffic control, I got into it, and it's basically it's what's given me my livelihood. It's given me the opportunity to be able to be independent. I moved out when I was 19. I've been doing my own thing for such a long time, and air traffic control gave me that independence to do so, and it's added to the personality that I have. That's very, I'll be sweet, but I have to get things done. And that's what it gave me. So everything has its own thing, and it just adds together as something awesome. So yeah.
Now, when you were growing up, you had quite a few female role models.
Yes. Yeah.
Share that with us.
Okay.
Tell us a little bit more.
I forgot to tell you about my grandma earlier as well.
Yeah.
So there's 3 women that they're everything to me. So we'll start with the very beginning. So my grandmother, she was an orphan in Africa.
Okay.
And this works well with the art as well, so I'll connect now. So my grandma was an orphan in Africa, and when she was put into an orphanage, she was able to pursue her education because of the donations made. So she went into nursing school. Then after she started her family, the shift work was too demanding, so she decided to start her own dressmaking business in Tanzania. And so now she makes her own dresses.
Wow.
Yeah. So with my artwork, half the proceeds all go to an orphanage in Africa, because it's that education that got my grandma to be the woman she is today, you know. So I was like, okay, for me to give back, half the proceeds go to an it's actually a preschool education school that I donated to. It's called Shamba Trust. It's in Swaziland, or Swatini now, that's what it's called. And they basically self-help to mitigate AIDS and the effect it has on children. So they educate the children, feed the children, give them a meal, and also they work with the parents to teach them on how to care for their children that are HIV positive, you know. So I believe education is the best way for anyone to thrive, because that will always be with you. So that's why my grandma was a big role model, because she is the woman that created the two other women that are, you know, the biggest role models in my life. And with my art, the reason why I give the proceeds to you know, a preschool is because that education that my grandma got was because of the donations, you know. So that's there. And then after that is my grandma has her two girls, my mother, Hardika, and my auntie, Indira. So my mother was the first female veterinary doctor in the UAE way back when, like, this was ages ago. And
That's
then
amazing.
she created her own veterinary clinic, and you know, that went on for a while, for I don't know how many years actually, definitely over 10, like maybe 15. No, probably more than that. I can't remember now, but she's retired at the moment. And every Saturday I would go and I'd help her out, and, like, you know, so she taught me a work ethic from a very young age. Like when I was 13, she's like, you're coming over, and it was little things like TLC with the dogs and speaking to the owners and stuff like that. So worked on my people skills very early on. Her older sister, Indira, she is at the moment she's a doctor. She is a partner in her own practice in the US, and she was the third female gynecologist in Tanzania, because it was a man's job back in the day. I don't understand how that was a man's job back in the day. Like, how? It baffles my mind, because we have those parts, not them.
I know.
I know. So,
I know what you're saying.
Yeah,
but you're right. It was a man's job at that time.
So yeah, those are my three. You know. So yeah,
That's amazing. Thank you for sharing that with us.
Thank you.
I think that's what makes you the amazing person that you are today.
Oh, thank you.
No, absolutely.
They were a solid foundation, and they're still my support system to this day. You know. So
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. Now, moving on to IWES, International Women's Entrepreneur Society. How did you come across the platform?
So I've always known Cardella, like, from day one. Her daughter-in-law and I went to school together.
Okay.
And, you know, she has two beautiful children, and I'm Auntie Jojo, you know, so we hang out, and then that's how Cardella knew about me. And then, you know, that was it. She's like, oh, can you come to be a panelist? I'm like, yeah, of course. So showed up, and then that's how I got into it. But it was literally because I love her grandbabies. So yeah,
That's wonderful.
Yeah, that's what it was.
wonderful.
she's laughing.
I
It's true.
love that
It's
story.
true though. Yeah.
Okay.
I love you so much.
Yeah, you know what she does? She grabs her mom's handbag. She's like, I'm like Auntie Jojo, I'm going to work. I'm like, yes, you are.
No.
Yeah. Mashallah, she's my baby.
God bless
So
you.
yeah, I'm
Happy
fun Auntie
birthday.
Jojo. That's what it is. Yeah.
That's beautiful. Okay, I'm going to ask you what you think of IRES. Just say,
Okay.
you know, it's a great platform for women that want to be empowered, for women that want to support each other. United women are much stronger. You know, whatever your views are on women empowerment.
Okay. Yeah. Sounds
All right.
good. Okay.
Okay. So, Joe, tell us a little bit more about what you think of IRES.
So I think it's a very good platform for women to meet other women that are in the same boat, or that can help mentor each other, you know. So like, I'm starting a completely new business, you know. I'm starting a nonprofit. I'm starting with my art, like, you know. So it's a very good way to network and meet women that have already made it, to meet women that are also in the same boat as you, so you can all grow together. And also, it's a way that, because with many women, everyone has their own voice, right? But not everyone is brave enough to use it. So these women have come about, and they're brave enough to use their voice. And then if you can resonate with them, that's amazing, you know? So you have somebody that you can reach out to. So that's why I'm happy to be a part of IWES family, because, you know, when I was with IWES 2 years ago, when it started, I only did air traffic control, and that's all I could talk about. And now I have 5 things that I have to work with.
Mashallah.
And, you know, through Caldera, I've got to meet so many people. I got to meet you now, you know, so this is great. Like, I'm networking, I'm meeting new people in order to learn more, because you can never stop learning. So
Absolutely.
I feel that IWES is a very good source for that.
Thank you very much. for sharing your views on that.
Thank you.
Last but not least, what advice do you have for the viewers? For the viewers, whether they're female, male viewers that are watching us right now? Exactly. Entrepreneurs in general that are setting up their own businesses or already have an established business. What advice, what tips do you have for them?
Well, to be honest, I got to observe my mother start her own business. I got to observe, and now I'm starting my own, and everything is very new for me. I've only done everything through observation, but all I can say is just hang in there and keep going. And if you have a passion for it and you give your 110%, you'll make it, because I did that with air traffic control, and that's the best thing I can apply it to. I gave it my all for 2.5 years of training. I gave it everything, and then I made it, and it wasn't an easy journey. So I think if you just persevere and you keep going, that's the whole point. And I started everything with COVID because I had the time to finally do that. So I say just keep going, and if you really, really, really genuinely care and that's what you really want, it's gonna happen. So just keep going.
Jouhayna Al Mheiri, it's been such a pleasure talking to you and having you on the show with us today.
Thank you.
We want to wish you continued growth and success in all your future ventures.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
So good to meet you. I love it.
It's such a pleasure to meet you too. It has been such a pleasure talking to Jouhayna Al Mheiri, finding out more about her background and all the different activities that she's involved in here in the region. Unfortunately, that's all we have time for. My name is Lara, signing off. Until next time.